Teleportation. On May 27, 2024, in North London, United Kingdom, at around 7:30 p.m., two brothers were relaxing on the balcony of their residential home. They were chatting and enjoying the view when something extraordinary caught their eye. High above in the sky, they spotted an unusual object hovering or flying near a passing airplane. The object seemed out of place, moving in ways that didn't make sense for normal air traffic. The brothers quickly grabbed a camera and started recording. Take a look. The footage, though shaky, captured a puzzling sight. At first glance, it looked like a single object following the plane. But as they watched more closely, they realized there were actually two separate things up there. The first object appeared to be trailing the airplane. It moved steadily, keeping pace with the aircraft. Then, in a blink, it seemed to vanish into a nearby cloud. This is where things got even stranger. Just as the first object disappeared, a second one popped into view. It was off to the right of where the clouds had swallowed up the first object. This new arrival behaved differently. It didn't just float along. Instead, it darted back and forth in short, quick bursts. Left, right, and then left again. Its movements were sharp and unlike anything the brothers had seen before. What really stood out in the recording were the unexplained flashes of light. Every so often, the second object would light up brightly. These weren't small twinkles either. Each flash filled up the entire side of the object facing the camera. It was as if it was reflecting sunlight, but the timing and intensity of the flashes didn't quite match up with what you'd expect from something just drifting in the wind. The brothers kept filming, trying their best to keep the camera steady. They zoomed in as much as they could, hoping to get a clearer look. Despite their efforts, the objects remained distant, with their true nature difficult to identify. As word spread about the sighting, many people suggested they might have been balloons or space junk catching the light in odd ways. However, others weren't so sure about that. The size and behavior of the objects, especially the second one with its erratic movements, didn't seem to fit the usual explanations. Many others were truly convinced by this strange encounter. So did the brothers capture something truly extraordinary? Or was it something ordinary, seen from an unusual angle? Well, you decide. Bizarre anomaly. On October 30, 2019, in Kuopio, Finland, a remarkable event took place. A civilian going about his usual routine captured something extraordinary on camera. This footage quickly gained attention for its unusual content. The person who recorded the video was not out looking for unidentified flying objects. He was simply enjoying a regular evening. The skies were clear, and he was observing the serene landscape, a common pastime in Kuopio, known for its natural beauty. As he gazed upward, he noticed something bizarre, a glowing orange orb in the sky. Intrigued by this sight, he decided to film it. Take a look. His camera captured what appeared to be an orange glowing sphere, moving in a manner that didn't align with any known aircraft or natural phenomenon. The footage shows the orange orb hovering silently, emitting a steady light. Unlike typical aircraft, there were no blinking lights, no sound of engines, and no discernible structure around it. This orb moved smoothly, without the erratic behavior one might expect from a man-made object or a weather balloon. As the recording continues, the orb performs maneuvers that seem deliberate, almost highly controlled. It changes direction smoothly, sometimes accelerating, then slowing down as if it were aware of being observed. This behavior aligns closely with historical descriptions of Foo Fighters, mysterious aerial phenomena reported by pilots during World War II. These pilots described glowing orbs that would follow their aircraft, performing impossible maneuvers and exhibiting behavior that defied conventional explanations. At one point, the mysterious orb seems to vanish abruptly, only to reappear once again. This video is really compelling. The clarity of the footage, combined with the civilian's straightforward approach in sharing it, adds to its credibility. He did not sensationalize the event or claim it as proof of extraterrestrial life. Instead, he referred to it as a light anomaly, inviting viewers to interpret the footage for themselves. The video quickly caught the attention of enthusiasts and researchers who study unexplained aerial phenomena. They were struck by the similarities between this sighting and historical accounts of Foo Fighters. The consistent color, the smooth, controlled movements, and the lack of conventional features all contributed to the intrigue surrounding this footage. Many people think this object is a Chinese lantern. However, the movement displayed by this peculiar object definitely doesn't give the impression of it being a Chinese lantern, especially when it vanishes and reappears. So, did the eyewitness capture something truly remarkable beyond our comprehension? Or was it all just an elaborate hoax? Well, you decide. Passed by. On June 10, 2023, at the Reading Airshow in Pennsylvania, an unusual event took place. The Reading Airshow is a popular annual event where aviation enthusiasts gather to watch spectacular aerial displays. On this particular day, the weather was perfect for an air show, clear skies and a light breeze. Spectators were excited, eagerly waiting for the highlight of the event, the performance of the P-51 Mustang, a classic World War II fighter plane. Among the crowd was an eyewitness who decided to capture the thrilling performance on video. As the P-51 Mustang roared through the sky, the witness focused on the plane, filming its every move. The Mustang performed a series of loops and dives, showcasing its incredible speed and agility. Later, when the eyewitness reviewed the footage at home, they noticed something strange. Take a look. At first, everything seemed normal. The P-51 Mustang can be seen flying across the screen. But then something unexpected happened. A mysterious white object suddenly flew past the frame from left to right at an incredible speed. It was so fast that it was almost a blur, making it difficult to identify. Intrigued and puzzled, the eyewitness slowed down the video and watched it again and again. The object appeared to be white and moved with a speed that was astonishing. It didn't resemble any of the other aircraft at the show. There was no sound associated with its movement, and it was only visible for a brief moment. The video quickly became a topic of discussion among friends and online communities. Some people speculated that the object could be a bird, flying swiftly past the camera. Birds are common in the sky, and it's not unusual for them to be captured accidentally in footage. However, the speed and the straight trajectory of the object made others skeptical of this explanation. Others suggested that it could be a drone, given the increasing popularity of drones at public events. Drones can move quickly and often go unnoticed. Yet the lack of any identifiable features or sound in the footage left many unconvinced. As the video continued to circulate, more theories emerged. Some people thought it might be a piece of debris or even a reflection from the camera lens. Each theory had its supporters and detractors, but no definitive answer was found. But what do you think this object is? Something that has a normal explanation to it, or something extraordinary? Well, you decide. Solid appearance. On Saturday, June 15th at 9:02 p.m., an unusual sighting occurred from a condo balcony in Midtown Atlanta. This event happened on the 22nd floor of the building, providing a clear view of the night sky. The person who recorded the event was initially just enjoying the evening view when something unexpected caught their eye. From a distance of about 300 to 400 yards, a strange object appeared in the sky. At first glance, it seemed like it might be a bird, as it was black and appeared to have flapping wings. However, as the observer continued to watch, it became clear that this was no ordinary bird, as those were not wings but something else entirely.
See? It's flapping wings.
No, it's not.
What the hell is it?
It's not a bird.
Look at the plane almost ran through it.
The object had a solid appearance, which made the sighting even more intriguing. The observer, along with another person, noticed that the object did not behave like anything they had seen before. The idea that it could be a plastic bag was quickly dismissed. Plastic bags do not usually float horizontally at such great heights, especially above 50 stories. This peculiar behavior ruled out the possibility of it being a simple piece of debris carried by the wind. Moreover, the object did not resemble a balloon either. Balloons typically have a distinct floating pattern and can be easily identified by their shape and movement. The observer was confident that if it had been a balloon, they would not have bothered to record it. According to them, the object's movement and appearance were unique enough to warrant capturing it on video. The footage shows the black object moving steadily across the sky. Despite the distance, its solid form is visible, and it doesn't display any typical characteristics of known airborne items like birds, bags, or balloons. The video footage raises a lot of questions, but its true nature is still a matter of speculation. Whether it was some kind of new technology, an unusual natural phenomenon, or something else entirely remains unknown. But what are your thoughts on this one? Let me know in the comments below. Encounter over Thera. Before I get into it, if you are new here and enjoy mysterious UFO videos like these, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel because more videos like this are on your way. That said, let's get back to the video. In November 2021, in the beautiful island town of Thera, Greece, a remarkable event took place. A friend of the person who posted this video had captured something strange on her mobile phone. She had kept it for years, not realizing how extraordinary it was, until she showed it to her friend just a few days ago. Take a look.
I don't think it's gonna show. It shows a little bit. I see the two. Yes. Not really. I wonder if I can make the brightness go down. I can see it a little bit, I think. I only see one. It's like glowing a little bit. It's coming closer and then like going away. Whoa. Did you see those weird little lights next to it? It's moving a little bit.
The video reveals a mysterious glowing green light moving in the sky among the clouds. This light was not just stationary, it moved in a strange and peculiar way. It didn't follow the typical path of an airplane or a helicopter. Instead, its movements were erratic and hard to explain. It seemed to dart across the sky, pause, and then move again in a completely different direction. The object's movement defied any logical explanation, making it clear that this was not a usual sight. Many who have watched the video speculated that the light could be a spotlight. However, the eyewitness was convinced that this was not possible. She reported that there were no lights being emitted from the street at that moment, and if it was indeed a spotlight, she wouldn't have recorded it. The streets were dark and quiet, making the glowing green light even more mysterious. There were no events or festivities that could have explained the presence of such a light in the sky. Despite the phone's older technology, the video quality is good enough to see the object's strange movements. The light's glow is bright and distinct, contrasting sharply against the dark night sky. This intriguing footage has sparked a lot of interest and debate. People are curious about what this glowing green light could be. Was it something natural, like a rare atmospheric phenomenon? Or was it something else entirely, something that we don't yet understand? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Recently, an astonishing video of a mysterious UFO beaming up a strange object. And this video here will show it to you. Check this out right away before it disappears from the screen. Also make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more intriguing UFO videos in the future.